Hi, this is Jim from No Worries RVing. This weekend we are at the Collier-Seminole State Park, and this is a typical Florida state park that we've been to. We've been to quite a few now, and we just kind of want to give you a tour of the place. And this is the campground that we're staying at. We're in lot 22, and they call it 23. They kind of joined the two campgrounds to two lots together.
Yeah, so now this was 22, this was 23, now it's just 22.
I'm gonna hit the road to see what I can see. I'm gonna hit the road to be what I can be. I'm so tired of looking at this wall. I'm breaking free. I'm gonna do my thing. Baby, won't you come with me? I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah. So the campground costs roughly $30. Even though Jim said this is a typical Florida campground as far as like the water and the electric and how the sewer's done, this one does have a boat ramp, an official boat ramp, and it also has a little marina that you can rent boats, so we'll show you that. Okay, so this is named, Jim's going to tell you the name.
Collier-Seminole State Park.
Right, and Mr.
Baron.
Collier actually purchased over 1 million acres of land down here to, what he said, save the tropical paradise and to save the royal palms. Now, the state came in and asked him, and I'm going to read it. They said, once the state agreed to name the county after him, which they did, this is Collier County, he said, okay, I'll pay for the completion of the final stretch of the road linking Tampa to Miami, which is now called the Tamiami Trail. He paid for the dredges, and there's an actual dredge out here that we'll show you in a little bit, but that's how the name got the first part. The second part is from the Seminole Indians that lived here, and there are still some Indian villages. There's one right across the street from here, so that's how it has the two names. So just a little history.
So here's some of the sights here at the campground. Typical site there. It's a little tight, not much space between people. Morning. This is the shower house and bathhouse. The bathrooms are fairly clean. I mean, they could do more for sure, but it's not bad. There's a shower in each one. The men's size has 2 showers. There's a lot of tent campers here, so they do get used. But it's typical state park type accommodations, campground. Anyway, that's a look of the loop to the campground. Here's another bathhouse. It's only got 1 shower and 1 toilet and 1 urinal for the men's side. I expect the same on the women's. This is the blockhouse. It's right outside the campground. It was a typical blockhouse that was used during the Seminole Wars. The person who built it was Grand Copeland. It was built in 1940 though. It's not an old blockhouse, but it's typical of the type that would have existed during that time. He built it to stay in while he surveyed this area. So the guy actually built it and stayed in it while he surveyed this area. It's kind of neat. And these old blockhouses were used basically like mini forts. Settlers could come and for protection against the Indians and whoever might be raiding them at the time. And it's closed, of course. And it does have amenities like air conditioning now. So anyway, that's a blockhouse. They do have a butterfly. They call it a butterfly garden. It's just like about a 30 by 30 area here that they have bushes that attract butterflies and of course bees. On the way out of the campground towards the marina, there's a Baron Collier memorial. And he reserved this 150 acres here for a state park. And if you look up there, there's a bust of him and a relief behind a Roman set of columns. This is the Baron Collier memorial that's here. And right next to it is what they call a Seminole Indian village. And they've got a hut that was probably damaged during the hurricane. A couple of huts, I guess, that were damaged during the hurricane. And they have a canoe that representative of the type that Seminole Indians would have used. But they call it a Seminole Indian village, but not much really of the village. It's kind of neat. Kids would be enjoying it. This is a dock here at the marina at the campground. They rent those go-cats across the street there, or across the water. You can take them out.
They also rent kayaks.
They have a kayak rental, which I'll show you over here. Seems to be a popular thing to do.
There's a crab over here.
Yeah, I see it. So here's the ramp, public ramp. You can use a ramp if you have kayaks or boats. There's the rental. There's a dock for the rental. You can fish here if you have a license. Right now it's kind of active. There's some blue crabs. A couple of them in there and some fish trying to get to them. So we'll give you a little shot of the marina over there. That building over there is where you rent the go-cats. They call them like golf, well, they call them go-karts on the water.
A pretty nice place to rent a kayak, it looks like. There are alligators. They say there are alligators here. We haven't seen one yet. Yeah, and there's manatees, I'm sure, if it's warm. Kayak rental is $20 for the first hour, and then $10 additional after that. For a tandem kayak, it's $30, and $10 additional after that. Get a nice lunch.
If you'd like, you can take a photo of this real quick.
Oh, okay.
And then you got all the prices right there. And you can book online in advance, or we're not too busy right now, so you can just walk up.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir.
There are gators in here. Where we were standing there just a few minutes ago, there's a 5 or 6 foot alligator that's hanging around right now. But there, around 1 o'clock, he said there's a 13 footer that comes in regularly. Probably, I don't know if they're feeding him or not, but if he comes in regularly, he's getting something. So anyway, there's a 13 foot gator and a 6-footer here that they see all the time. But it's a neat place to kayak, they say. So
It's got
they do have a playground here with a picnic pavilion.
2 picnic pavilions.
2 of them, yeah.
And then a restroom.
A restroom with a water bottle filler station. And a nice little playground for the kids with
And
rubber
it has
mulch.
a dog bag area.
Oh yeah, you can walk your dog here. It's got a doggy area too. You can rent these. They have excursions where you take a few of them out at once, or you can just rent it on your own. But they're called backwater cats or go cats.
They're called go cats on the water.
They're like go karts on the water, so to speak.
And you can go to the gocatsonthewater.com and rent them from there if the people aren't here, I guess. That's what it says there. Take one.
Yeah.
Go to gocatsonthewater.
Gocatsonthewater.com. Just rent it and take off.
So we're going to show you a little bit more of the park.
Pretty neat. Okay, we're still at the campground, and this is a display that has one of the dredges they used. It's in the state park, I guess, not the campground, but it's in the state park, and this is one of the dredges they used to build this area. This is basically a swamp area, so they had to dredge all the swamp, get some land up so they could actually, you know, have some land to work with and develop. And this dredge is an original dredge, and it could actually walk. You had cables. You could pull it forward and back, and you actually walk the dredge around, and it's set on wooden beams. It's kind of cool. The only thing they replaced on this is the cables. The cables are new. Everything else is original. These are where the beams would have been on each of the corners. And they had one center beam. That's how they walked it around. I actually call it a Bay City walking dredge. They worked 18 hours a day constructing the portion of the Tamiami Trail, beginning on the Blackwater River, extending to northwestern 10 miles to Bell Mead Crossing. 1927, 1928 is when this was used. So pretty neat technology. And you can actually walk up onto it. They have a boardwalk. Back view of the dredge. I think those levers right up there is where the operator, there would have been a platform there for the operator to stand on to operate the dredge. See the three levers and the fourth one there on the bottom. And I assume they put this cover over it just to protect this area. But pretty neat. It's a National Historic Mechanical Engineering landmark.
There are also, I believe, 3 trails at this park. One of them is down at the marina where we were just at before the dredge. And I think one of the 3 trails is an road biking trail. We didn't do it, but that's what it says on the brochure. Now, some of the trails were damaged during Hurricane Ian. I believe one of them is still closed, but definitely the one down, there's a walking trail down at the marina that's still open.
Okay, we're going to go into campsites 1 through 19. This is kind of a little different section of the campground. They're attached, but there's a big section of the swamp between the two. So 19 on, or 20 on, is at another section. And you noticed the bear sign there. It says high bear activity in this area, do not approach them. We haven't seen a bear here, but I guess these signs are everywhere. So there must have been a bear sometime. So anyway, here's campsites 1 through 19. And it looks like it's a loop. A little more privacy in this area. There's a path that takes you to the other campsites. It looks like it's more of a tent area. So if they had a tent, that'd be the place to stay, it looks like. These campsites 1 through 19. It's a great place for a tent.
You can also buy ice here at the front gatehouse. I hope you can see that. And firewood. Now sometimes they are out of firewood, but there is a Publix just about 2 miles down the road, and they have firewood for sale there too. We thought it would be nice to show you some things to do around the area here, and that's what this part of the video is. Some of the places that we went and seen. Now we also seen some other things that we didn't put in the video. So there's a Tiger Beach in Marco and South Marco Island Beach, which is a public beach, and it's a great place to go shelling too if you don't want to spend any money. If I had children, I would take them to the South Beach in Marco Island, but I probably wouldn't take them to the Tiger Beach. Isn't that what it's called? Tiger Tail Beach?
Tiger Tail. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tiger Tail Beach. Only because there is a canal that you have to cross to get out to the beach there at Marco Island. It has some really great shelling. It's known for some alphabet shells, but we didn't get any there, but we did get a lot of whelks and some other ones, and I'll put a picture down here at the end of this portion of the video of some of the shells that we got on Marco Island itself. We are at Clam Pass Beach, and it is part of the Naples, Collier County beach system. And this one's in Naples. It's only 36 miles, 30 miles from Collier-Seminole State Park. And we're gonna go there, and you can walk down this path here. It's about 3/4 of a mile, 0.7. Or you can walk right over to here, and there's a golf cart stop, and you can ride the golf cart now. So Jim and I are going to walk down to the beach and show you the beach. Here's a video of the beach itself. You can rent chairs, umbrellas, and towels. And it has a really nice white sand on it. Super comfortable on your toes. But you can also shell here. There are signs about not taking live shells or sand dollars. The kids, there's quite a few kids that were in the water earlier. And it is also a good place to go shelling if you're interested in shelling. They have a concession stand. It's a really nice boardwalk, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah. It's made of it. It's like teak.
Yeah.
The golf.
If you walk it, it's only 0.7 mile. It's a little over a half a mile walk. Jim and I walked down it, and now we're riding back. So here's just a few of the shells that we found. These wormhole things are really hard to find. Intact. And it's completely intact. There's no animals in it. We were there during the worst time of the day. It's high tide, like the very high tide. So, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Not the best time to go shelling, but we were in Naples anyways, doing some errands. And it's a really nice place to come. If you have smaller kids, or even you want that nice white soft beach, it's just another place to do while you're at Seminole or Collier-Seminole State Park.
Good morning, this is Jim from Nowhere's RVing. This morning we're heading for on a boat tour. It's a shelling tour, and they say they see dolphins too, the wildlife. It's with Sand Dollar Tours here in Naples, is that right? Naples, Florida. And it's a 3-hour cruise, believe it or not. So we'll see how this goes. Here's the marina we're taking out of. Real nice.
Gotta go to Dock C. This is Dock C.
So a 3-hour shelling tour. Here's the boat that we came out on. We're on, how do you say it? Keewaydin Island.
And then there's a little path.
Little path. 100 paces, he says.
And they give you these nice little bags
Show them the.
that has the name of the company. You don't have to go quite so close.
Well, they
It
can
has
see
the name of the company with their phone number, but they give you a shelling bag. So you don't have to bring it home, even though we did.
We did, yeah.
The boat captain's super nice.
He's from New York.
But he doesn't claim it. He lives in Florida.
He got out of there as quick as he could, he said.
He's born in New York. But anyways, besides that, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
He plays nice music. Island music.
Anyway, here's the path, and we'll come again when we get to the other side. Well, we're almost there. So I'll just, yeah.
And you get 2 hours on the island.
So this is the island. We got it this way. Look at it this way. Nobody here but us.
There was a bad storm last night, which is not good for shelling. If it had blown from the west, that would have been better for shelling.
But you never know. So a whole island of shells. We forgot our scoop too. All right, we'll video again when we find some stuff here. Shell out picking up shells, and our guide is actually, he likes finding them too. So he's really knowledgeable on the different types of shells. So far we have 6 lettered something. I can't remember the name.
The owner's really been harping on getting pictures and great shells from the website.
Here's our shell collection.
And how much time did it take us? 45 minutes?
About 50 minutes to get
About 50.
That's how quick it was on this island.
What's your name again, Captain?
Paul.
Captain Paul. Do you mind being on the?
No. Captain
Patrick.
Paul.
It's fantastic.
Not just Captain Paul, Paul S, because we got 2 Pauls.
Okay, so this is the one you want to go with if you can. So
Yep.
he's fantastic, and we did say it was sand dollar shelling.
The other Paul is not as good looking or charming as me.
But yeah, if you're in this area, come down here. It's fantastic. We got to see dolphins, go for a boat ride. Great shelling. There you go, Jim.
All right, thank you.
Thank you again.
And thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.